Welcome to this video on Python dictionaries. We'll explore how this fundamental data structure allows you to store and retrieve data efficiently using key-value pairs. What is a dictionary? It is a built-in Python data type that stores data as key-value pairs, written with curly braces. Keys must be unique and immutable, while values can be any data type. Dictionaries are ordered and mutable, meaning they can be changed after creation. Why use dictionaries? They offer fast lookups, allowing you to find values in near constant time. They're great for modeling real-world objects and replacing complex if-elif chains. Dictionaries are also crucial for counting, grouping, caching data, and form the foundation for JSON data and APIs. The basic dictionary syntax involves curly braces. Key-value pairs are separated by a colon, and pairs are separated by commas. Here is an example of a simple student dictionary. In this example, we create a dictionary named book with key-value pairs for title, author, year, and pages. We then print the dictionary and confirm its type is dict. The output confirms the dictionary content and its type, which is class dict. This is a successful creation of a dictionary in Python. There are two main ways to access values, using square brackets with the key or using the safe .get method. The .get method is safer as it won't throw an error if the key is missing. Instead, it returns a default value if provided. The output shows the values retrieved using both square bracket notation and the .get method. When accessing the missing rating key, .get returns the specified not rated string instead of an error. Dictionaries are mutable, meaning you can add new key-value pairs or update existing ones. To add or update, simply assign a value to a key using square bracket notation. If the key exists, the value is updated. Otherwise, a new key-value pair is added. The output shows the modified user dictionary. The email key was added, and the age was updated from 30 to 31. To remove items, you can use the .pop method, which removes the item by key and returns its value, or the del keyword, which simply removes the item without returning a value. The output confirms the removal of the discount and stock items. The final dictionary contains only name and price, and the value of the removed discount is printed. To loop through a dictionary and access both keys and values, use the .items method in a for loop. This unpacks each key-value pair into separate loop variables, here named student and grade . The output demonstrates looping through the dictionary, printing the key, student name, and the value score for each item. Useful dictionary methods include .keys, and .values, to retrieve all keys or values as separate views. The built-in len function gives the number of items. You can also check for key existence using the in keyword. The output for the dictionary methods example first shows the keys and values using the respective methods, then the total number of items, and finally, confirms whether apples is in stock. Dictionaries can be nested, where a dictionary's value is another dictionary. This structure is common for complex data. Here, the employees dictionary contains employee IDs as keys, and their values are dictionaries holding name and role information. To access nested values, you chain the square brackets, first using the outer key and then the inner key. The output correctly prints Sarah and designer, demonstrating access to the nested data. When working with dictionaries, avoid common pitfalls like using mutable keys or forgetting that the last duplicate key overwrites previous ones. Also, remember that dictionaries are passed by reference, meaning changes inside a function affect the original dictionary. To summarize, dictionaries store key-value pairs in curly braces. You can access, add, update, and remove values easily. Use .items, .keys, and .values, for looping, and in to check for keys. Nesting is possible for complex data modeling.